Hello, goblins. It's Chris, Eldritch Pipes, and it's this week's pipe. I did say earlier I wasn't sure how much pipe making I was going to be able to do this week to be finished by this part of the week. I thought I might only have one, maybe two. It's just the one. So we'll have it around to that pipe in a little bit. I've been thinking about a bunch of things, so I'm going to prattle on for a moment. When I got into this game, there wasn't really a lot going on in the pipe making scene in England. I'm pretty sure that Ian Walker and Mike Billington knew each other. They knew each other, obviously, but there was no sense of working together. There was the pipe clubs, but I was never part of a pipe club. There aren't any around where I live. There's the big one. There's the London Pipe Club, and there are others. The big events then would be the UK Pipe Show, and I'd meet people there, and that was cool. But I was always kind of jealous, envious of the American and German pipe makers. You'd see them getting together, and I'd think, we're so missing out on that. But there just wasn't that many of us. Like I say, there was Ian, there was Mike, there was Chris Asquith, who's flung at one end of the country, and the one or two others. But those are the sort of the main professional pipe makers. That's pipe making is their living. And yet, now, in the past 2 years, all of a sudden, our numbers have swelled. I mean, we're nothing in comparison to the number of American pipe makers there are, or the number of German pipe makers there are, or anything like that. But our numbers have effectively doubled. It's a kind of just a strange thing. And now there is very nearly a community, which is a very lovely thing. Being able to just talk pipes with other pipe makers. So what a difference 2 years can make. Of course, everyone's pipe making career is different. Some people are in it for a little bit, enjoy it, it's just part of their creative journey, and they move on to other things. Some people find their feet and stay. I mean, I didn't know I was going to be here 7 years later when I started, but you couldn't drag me away, not without a fight, for sure. All right. Other little things. I've just got some new pipe carving bits. Okay, this might not be that fascinating to you guys, but normally pipe shaping is done on a shaping wheel, a sanding disc basically. But for at least half the stuff I do, it's Dremel work, it's carving. Not with hand carving tools, but with rotary carving tools. And for the most part, the burrs are like this. That's this kind of thing. Sometimes they have different shapes, but you can see the way that they cut. The way that they cut is they carve off the surface. And like I say, you get different profiles. So I can find another one. Like that. And sometimes they get longer ones and what have you. With variations on a theme. You know what I mean? You can also get these kind. These are milling bits. And as well as carving along like that, these can also dig in, because the very end is a cutting surface. And so all the effects I've achieved so far are through those. But I saw these the other day. And these, let me see if I can get one out, are like this. I haven't used them yet, but I'm really interested to see what kind of effect I can get with them. So it's like having a new toy to play with. I'm looking forward to giving those a go. Oh, I didn't say what I was smoking. I am smoking GLP's Kensington, which is in this jar here. I don't know if you can tell, but there's like a huge block in there with just bits falling off it. I don't know, it was vacuum packed, so it really got crushed, and it was in that vacuum pack for quite a long time. I can't remember what. There's a video where I actually cut it open because it was something like from like 2004 or 6 or something like that. But yeah, it's a really nice blend. It's a Latakia blend, heavy on the Orientals, which is kind of like where I'm liking it right now. Like, I like the Latakia sort of in the background, or even in the mid-ground, but something else up front at the moment. Yum. All right. So let's have a look at this week's one pipe. I've been doing a lot of resin work as well. That's been a big part of it, as well as trying to organise Christmas. Here we go then. There's someone out there who knows that this is their pipe. So here you go. Here's a look at your pipe. It is a green, moss green Viking horn. This is the moss Cumberland stem. We'll come back to this stem in a mo. It's a black and moss green contrast blast. So look, in the light you can see that that's the ring grain waving across up here, and then the contrast blast revealing the straight grain going along here. Just kind of random flame and bird's eye action happening on the bottom. Bird's eye on the rim. Really good separation of colour there, sort of like the really dark, dense grain took the black, and then the lighter grain taking the green. If you haven't heard me mention before, the inspiration behind these Viking horns is that normally in a horn, the whole bowl is kind of like orientated that way, and you can't see what you're lighting. So I thought, that's annoying. Maybe we can do something about that. And so I did a parallel rim to the bowl. And there's the stem. Now, I don't know how that happened, but I really, really like it. The colour just must have fallen down half the rod and the black down the other half, giving this like lovely two-tone stem. Just like the liquid style design there. Okay. So there it is. Green Viking horn. I've got one more pipe to make this year, and it should be done by next week. That will be the end of pipe making for 2021. And I will probably do it as part of top 10 tobaccos for 2021, because that video is going to be next week. So I think I'll just combine the two. I think that's the way to do it. So I'm looking forward to that. I haven't even thought about my top tobaccos for this year yet, but I think my list may have substantially changed this year. So I'm going to have to give that one some thought, because I've definitely been reaching for different kinds of tobaccos than normal. So, yeah. All right. Okay. I'll be back for the next Listen with Eldritch episode on Monday. I forget which episode that will be now. Maybe 34? Maybe 34. So, if you're keeping up with that, I will see you on Monday. And if not, it will be later on next week for Top 10 Tobaccos 2021. And a look at an interesting pipe. All right. Till then, take it very easy. Your loyal pipe maker.